Okay, the first message that comes in right now that's very interesting is Spirit is talking about how important it is. So they said it's very important right now not to try so hard to prove yourself, but more importantly to be yourself. And I think they were talking about just now the power of being who you are and how that is enough to achieve whatever you are trying to achieve. So you're going to see a lot of people now trying to grow and adapt and be more competitive, maybe online, because we're now connecting with each other in different ways, especially like people that have businesses and are entrepreneurs and things like that. But it also applies to you and whatever you are doing right now to shine your light in the world. So that can literally be anything. That can even just be being a parent. It can literally be anything. So however the world needs you right now, you will feel intuitively. But they're saying the power is just being who you are. You don't have to prove anything to anybody. You don't have to prove that you're good at something. You don't have to prove anything at all. You just need to be authentically and fully who you are. And when you do that, that is the most powerful position you can be in. Okay, so that's the first thing. And I know that sounds a little bit fluffy, but just whenever that's what they're saying. And so whenever you feel this little feeling like, oh, I feel like I need to do more, be more, I need to prove myself in any way, this could even be in relationships, it all goes, right? You don't need to prove, you just need to be. Okay, so just maybe that can be your mantra, one of your mantras from today. Okay, so that's the first thing. Okay, and also they're saying you don't need to, in terms of your diet right now, they said you don't need to be counting calories, to being, going on any crazy diets, or, you don't do any extreme eating, but you do need to be, be mindful of what you're eating, but you don't need to be crazy with, hold on. Okay, so they're saying eat, consume your food, eat in the way that serves you, but not in the way that you think you should be, that you should be eating or consuming. Meaning it's also not an excuse to go either really far either way. So ultra healthy, that's not really like you, or ultra unhealthy. You just eat, consume your foods and whatever you have as your diet in the way that feels good for you, that serves you. But just try not to be tempted to, modify your diet, your routine too much that it doesn't feel good to you. I hope that made sense. They're also just talking about that this is a time that takes a lot of strength, and things that require a lot of strength also require a lot of rest. So I know that we brought this up before we even started the channeling, but especially to all you guys that are the light workers. Yes, this is a challenging time, right? Because we're needing to hold this strength and our sense of selves and maintaining that kind of higher vibration for other people that maybe aren't doing that naturally or don't know how. So it requires a lot of strength. And because it requires a lot of strength on a day-to-day basis, it also means that we need to be resting properly. So there you go. There's another confirmation. They're also saying that reading right now is a very good way to get to take your mind off everything that's bothering you, or could be an underlying source of stress. So if you can read, that's very helpful. Oh, so this is interesting, but they're also saying that you can actually use this time to jot down notes on what triggers you. So when you feel yourself being triggered, they're actually saying write down what you feel or sense the trigger might be and why. And this can be used as part of your own healing right now. So this would be like a journal, an ability to be journaling. And they also said you can take pride in what you know that you're working on and what you're healing. This is a positive thing. And it takes a lot of work to do that. So be proud of the ability to identify where you're triggered and what needs to be healed. They're saying you can let your past guide and inform you as well through this whole journaling process. Okay, and so I'm already getting a animal here. It's the antelope. So I'm just gonna look what through my book what the antelope is about. Okay, so I'll read this to you. Okay. So the antelope. Okay, so if antelope shows up, it means be cautious around anyone with harsh or aggressive energy. And if you find yourself in such a situation, surround yourself with golden light to physically insulate yourself. Okay, makes sense. Pay attention to new opportunities that show up and take advantage of them. Whatever your heart's desire, make a clear and firm decision to begin it, and then go for it with gusto. Whatever you've begun, follow through and finish it as quickly as you can. You've been spending too much time in solitude and need to seek out the company of friends. Haven't we all been? So make sure that you are connecting with your friends and loved ones more than you normally would. I know that's pretty general information, but this is another confirmation of that, okay? So with antelope, you can call on antelope when you feel sluggish or lethargic and want an extra charge of energy. Something doesn't smell right and you want to find out what it is, okay? You feel blocked in your efforts and need to take action in order to get things moving. You've started a new project or job, or else you're approaching a new phase of your life. And finally, you're confused about something that's happening in your immediate surroundings, and you need to be attentive and watchful in order to sort it all out and make sense of it. Okay? So that is antelope for this week. Okay? So I hope those are helpful messages from the antelope spirit. And I certainly resonate with all of those things for this week. So I get it. So that's a good one. Okay. Yeah, it is a really good animal, isn't it? For this week. So, there you go. So we'll see if there may be other animals. I'm not sure yet, but let's go back in and see what else we're getting over the next kind of 15 minutes. Okay. This is interesting. So they're showing me what looks like, it's almost like a river, or it could even be like, it almost looks like the Milky Way as well, but it's moving. And they're saying that this is kind of an image about your intuitive energies right now that are really flowing. But so that this intuitive energy is really flowing. You may be standing on the outside of it, or you're not connecting with it. If there's an intention and a desire and a practice to connect with that flowing movement, that intuitive energy can take you so far in the right direction, wherever you're needing to go. So I'm thinking that this is, I'm sensing that this is a metaphor for knowing that intuitive ability and gifts are there for you, and that, but right now you're hesitant to it, you're not sure about it, you don't know what to do with it, or maybe you're not even aware of it. Maybe you're not even aware of it there. We've been noticing over the past couple of weeks that I've been saying from Spirit that this is happening. Like, we're a little bit more intuitive and creative than normal. So if you can, jump into this flow of intuitive and creative energy and let it take you where it wants to take you. This is a good thing if you can jump in with it. Okay, I hope that made sense. So know that this is a good time to really be using your intuition, and whatever way it can help you in your life right now. Okay. They're also telling me the importance of cleansing, clearing, cleaning your own energy field. Okay, cleanse, they're saying. So if you're getting a lot of negative energy around you, it's in your responsibility to make sure that you're clearing and cleansing your energetic field and protecting it, okay? Okay, I'm also getting the duck. So the duck as a spirit animal that's joined us. So let me look in my book. So cute. Okay, so if duck shows up, it means this is a time of fertility, either literally or metaphorically. It's time to have fun and maybe get a little silly. The time of turmoil has passed, so now you can release any pent-up emotions that may have been suppressed. Okay, so that's kind of interesting because we talked about how the past few weeks have been emotional for a lot of us. So make sure you are processing and releasing those emotions. Do whatever is necessary to find emotional comfort rather than trying to deny your need for this. Yeah. Okay. So you can call on the duck when you're at the beginning of a new cycle with either work or a relationship. You need help moving through some difficult emotional entanglements. Okay, so for those of you that have been feeling more emotional, you can call on duck to help you with this. You feel your life has become too dull or monotonous and you want to loosen things up and have some fun. You realize that you're taking yourself way too seriously and need to lighten up. Okay, so that's the duck. And this is the duck is also another message of just raising your vibration. Playtime, laughter, silliness, goofiness, dancing around, being a kid. Those are all things that are going to help you right now. Okay, so this is, it's not, this is important. It's not a waste of time. You're not being silly. It is important. Okay, so this is especially if you're dealing with a lot of heavy emotions still. This duck energy can help you. Okay. So let's try and get a few more messages in for now. Okay. Okay, so they're also just talking about how you may, over the next little while, just while we're in this period of time where we're self-isolating or quarantine or whatever, you may find yourself wanting to, or you may be feeling feelings of nostalgia. Okay, so like thinking back about how something used to be or how much you miss something or how you wish things were a certain way that they previously were. And I mean, it's good. Those happy memories are good to an extent, but not if they pull you back into a lower vibration. So what they were saying is it's good to have memories, but don't let them take you to a place where you're starting not to feel as good. So and then with that whole concept, turn it around and project it to the future. So, thinking about how much joy and passion and love and everything that you are wanting to experience can be experienced when this period of time is finished with, or how you can move towards creating it now, and not having to wait for it. So anything that's pulling you to your past, that's fine. You can acknowledge it and love it, but turn it around and, look forward. I hope that makes sense. Place more of your energy in the present, or, moving forward about what you're going to achieve, manifest, how excited you are for something, how you're looking forward to getting back, but in a positive way, not in a way that draws your energy, sinks your energy. So you're not upset or sad, about that. Okay, I hope that made sense. Let's see what else. They're talking about creating time for yourself to be creative. Oh my. Okay, so there's another animal. The other animal is the octopus. This is quite the team we have today. So let's just find the octopus. Octopus. Here he is. Okay. So if octopus shows up, it means explore the possibility of somehow working with those who are transitioning into the spirit world. So maybe some of you are mediums already. It's time to take those yoga classes you've been thinking about to help your body become more flexible. Okay, so yoga. Get a thorough physical, ideally from an MD who practices integrative medicine, paying particular attention to your heart and lungs. Okay. So, I'd have to think on that one. Use your mental agility to get whatever it is you're seeking and be guarded about your objective as you pursue it. You'll soon find your clairvoyant sensitivities and abilities increasing. Okay. So you can call on octopus when you've had an out-of-body or near-death experience. You're in a social situation where you want to blend in and be relatively obscure to others. You've experienced any sort of loss and you want to recover and regenerate as quickly as possible. You realize that you've been so immersed in a task or project that you've forgotten to take care of yourself. How many of us are wrapped up in work and other stuff and we're forgetting about doing those things for ourselves, right? So that was a bit of an interesting one. But what I'm getting from this whole octopus vibe is a lot about going within, like we talked about. So maybe and we also talked about our intuitive abilities, tapping into those. Maybe some of you are actually mediums, you're not aware of it yet. And how just paying attention to your physical body too is really important right now. So we need to be exercising, moving, dancing, stretching, yoga. This octopus suggests, and if anything feels off, take note of it. Okay, don't ignore it. So there's octopus. Okay, how are we doing so far? Any questions? I can see if I can get one more message before we end the live, and then we'll rejoin to keep going. I'll see if I can get a quick one, okay? If no one has any comments or anything like that. Okay, so they just said everything that you're doing right now to learn, okay, to grow, to evolve, to adapt, anything that you're doing to better yourself in some way is all going to be needed to be integrated into the future. Okay, so this is a really important time. Whatever it is that you are doing for yourself in order to better yourself in any way, any type of development is going to be, you're going to need it for the future. So, I think that's amazing. So they kept bringing up the word integrative. So you're going to integrate whatever it is that's taking place during this time where we're all at home, and we're all complying with this. If nobody has any other questions or comments, then I'm just going to end it and then we'll rejoin. Okay? So I will see you in a second. All right. Hey guys, welcome back. Thanks for coming back. Thanks for hanging out with me. for everybody that was just on the last live there, the last hour or so, am I explaining my messages? Do you are you following? Are you understanding? Let me know. I try and explain the best I can, but because I can't interact with you at the same time, then it's a little bit more tricky for me. So hopefully you are. And any thoughts? Does anything come up for you when I'm getting these, or any kind of similar experiences? Or when I do connect with them, and when I do meditate, and when I do set my intentions, I do ask to receive helpful, healing, loving messages that applies to people that are joining me on this live. So I mean, hopefully you're getting some stuff that helps. But the messages can be, hopefully passed on to other people in your family, your community, your network. So that's the intention, at least. So what do you guys think? Would you like me to keep going with some more general messages? You just let me know. We've got one vote for yes. Carly says feeling affirmed. Yeah, I agree, Carly. That's beautiful. Absolutely. Okay, so we got the thumbs up. So we'll keep going, okay? And then see what else they're gonna say, and then we can get into personal questions. All right. So let's do that. Okay, so there they were just saying that I don't know if some of you are feeling like if you're getting frustrated with yourself for not achieving something or not getting something done that you really wanted to. So if you're feeling frustrated, like, oh, I didn't finish whatever I wanted to today, I didn't get this errand done, I didn't get this thing done around the house that I really wanted to, and now I'm mad because I wasted time or I wasted a day or something. They're just saying you need to be very gentle with yourself right now, and they just said take it one day at a time, and if you didn't get what you wanted to done, that's fine, just try and integrate it tomorrow. Okay, so just the emphasis was on being gentle. So if if you don't get it done, that's fine. Just include it in tomorrow's plan and keep going. Okay, don't get hung up on or beat yourself up about not getting something done that you wanted to. Okay, this is a hard, weird time, so you got to be gentle on yourself. Okay. They say if you feel yourself getting impatient with yourself for whatever reason, like impatient, frustrated, that is the time to stop what you're doing and take a break. Okay, so whether that's exercising, moving your body, getting outside, playing, if you have kids, playing with your kids, you got to take a break, take a step back, and then go back to it if you want to, okay? Again, I'm getting the message, do not force yourself to do anything right now. It's not productive. It's not helpful. And they're also just saying, just remember to facilitate that awareness that other people are facing these types of these fluctuating moods and emotions as well. And I know that I mentioned that last week, but when you facilitate your own awareness, knowing that about how other people are handling this all differently, it helps you to have more compassion for them, but it also helps you detach from that energy, okay? So just know that this is going on with other people. We're all processing this differently. So just the emphasis is on facilitating awareness that energy is happening around you and that you do not need to take that on. So empaths, highly sensitive people, this is for you, okay? So actually what they're showing me is like just you putting on that sphere of like protective white and blue energy, excuse me, okay, knowing that your own energy field is protected from this because you have an awareness that this is not your energy. Okay, so if somebody asked earlier about retrograde, I'm not sure what retrograde they're talking about here, but they did just say to me that it is going to hit us a little bit harder than it normally would. Hold on. Oh, okay, so they say it hits us a little bit harder in a way that shakes us awake. So, wow, this is intense times. So yeah, I'm not sure which retrograde they're referring to. But yes, we're gonna feel it, and yes, it's gonna happen in a way that, you know, might be one thing, might be many things in our life, but it's shaking us awake to something. So this seems like today is a lot about inner work, inner reflection, okay, and less about outside external stuff. Okay, they also are telling me about that there's a new way of processing energy, and it may be from other people or just outside of ourselves. But they're saying that you may start to process energy physically, and that happens in cramps around your body. So like random cramping feeling. This is not the same as a week or two ago when I was talking about sore joints as a result of those cellular energetic upgrades that we were getting. This is about processing energy coming through our own energy field in the physical form that feels like random cramps. So if you get random cramps, know that, oh, okay, I'm processing something. How or what that means, I'm not entirely sure. Hope that makes sense. So random cramps, no, it's okay, I'm processing something energetically. Okay, so Pluto retrograde is April 25th. It's a time to transform rubble, clean up debris. Where do you need to take personal responsibility, even if it's hard or restricted? Okay, interesting. That's super interesting. So there you go. Sounds like it is Pluto retrograde, and not, usually it's Mercury retrograde, but it's Pluto retrograde. Interesting. So when we take personal responsibility, we are looking inwards, right? So kind of interesting. All right, let's see what else. Okay, Spirit is talking about using the color green right now to work with, and they're mentioning about using green with your heart chakra to balance and open your heart chakra. So that could be meditation. That could be if you have any green crystals. Particularly telling me about green calcite being very good for your heart chakra. So what can you do right now to use that color green to assist you? You can even wear green. Okay, so through this process that we've been talking about, this inner work, this retrograde, all this stuff, they're just adding on to that. They're just saying it's very important to keep your heart chakra open, to keep the energy moving through your heart chakra, because that is how we stay in alignment with the love frequency. It's if we're not consciously doing that, and opening up our heart chakra and maintaining our higher vibrations, it's easier to shut down very quickly and go back the other way into fear. So yeah, do your best to keep your heart chakra open. Use the power of the color green, or if you have any green crystals, you can meditate with it or put it on your chest. Okay. And there also said selenite as well to clear yourself. And they're also talking about how this is a time where many of us, and I think this applies to you guys as well, but many of us are learning about control over our own energy fields. And this is a topic that comes up a lot in general for me, but this time in particular is about like self-mastery on all levels, but especially your energetic field. Very interesting. Like how we are facilitating power within ourselves rather than being pulled to external sources and influences. They also talk about the power of the combination of red jasper and tourmaline together to ground yourself, to keep you rooted in your power, okay? Some of us may be feeling drawn or pulled to fuss over little things right now that we don't have any control over. So this is a really good really good time to make sure that when you feel that tendency happening, that you just let it go. Okay, really important. Do not fuss over small things. Okay, even if you're like bickering with somebody, or, you know, something funny happened at work that was minor but still annoys you, just let it go. You keep your power here. You can anchor yourself at your solar plexus, but also at your root and through your feet as well. So Sabrina says, every time I meditate lately, I've been guided to envision green light around me and spreading out to the world from my heart chakra. That's beautiful. And I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised, Sabrina. But yeah, so you can see how a lot of this is, like applying, we're really resonating. So that's great. I'm really happy to hear that. That's really cool. I always love hearing when you pick up on something on your own, and that I've also picked up on that energy too. That's why I always ask you guys, are you getting this too? Because it's just more confirmation for us that I'm receiving this correctly for you. Okay. How are we doing, you guys? More, or what are you feeling? You let me know what you would like. More messages. If not, we can move into personal messages. For anybody who would like a personal message, just type in, because I can't see your reaction, so just type in what you want, okay? And I'll go from that. Simone says more messages. More messages. Okay. Okay, so we'll do a few more like general messages, and then we'll get into the personal, okay? All right, so let's go back in. Okay, so Spirit is also talking about the power of personal integrity right now. So in other words, are you doing what you say that you're going to do? For yourself, for others? Because when you are in personal integrity, and when you have integrity and you prove it to yourself, it gives you more power. And by power, I mean personal power. We're asking you not ever to dwell or wallow in self-defeat. Okay. So earlier I talked about not getting hung up or beating yourself up about not getting things done that you wanted to. This call, it seems to me, is all about your personal power, your own energy field, your own inner work, your own, having the responsibility over yourself and accountability and integrity right now. And they say you see metamorphosis through self-integrity. So when you're accountable and you're responsible for yourself, you will see yourself transform. And it's because you're only relying on yourself to do that. You have to be reliant on yourself. Sorry, they're just showing me a meditation that you can do. I'm just trying to understand. Just one sec. Okay, I'm going to try my best to describe this, what I'm seeing, but we'll see like what you're getting from this, and maybe just tell me what you get from this. Okay, so I'm gonna describe it, and then we'll see if we can collaborate on what this means. So what they're showing me is a meditation that you can do where you are imagining this massive crystal. Oh my gosh, if you ever played The Sims, did any of you ever play The Sims when you were younger? Okay, The Sims used to have these like big, tall, like green crystal things on top of their head, like sitting here. Just, I hope you're following this. The Sims, if you ever played The Sims, the characters had these like big, long crystals, and I forget what the shape of it was, but it was like long and tall. And they're saying that what you can do is you can place this crystal in a meditation right above your head. And imagine that it is like spinning really slowly and sparkling. And it almost is gathering this like electric thunderstorm like energy within the crystal. And if you feel, and the reason why you would do this meditation is if you're feeling a lot of negativity around you, or maybe in your own energy field, in your own aura, it's like they're saying you can take this crystal and you can actually zap, you know, parts of your energy field that feel like blocked, stagnant, dark, whatever you're going through that you feel totally weighed down at any time. Imagine this floating, like it looks like a quartz crystal, like a clear silvery quartz crystal like this, but imagine that it has like electric charges in it, like lightning or thunder that is almost like heating up this crystal above your head, and you can actually use it to zap in your energy field, whatever you want to get rid of. That is what I got from it, but we'll see if I get any more information on that particular meditation. And if I do, I will make a video on it so that I can help you, because that looks like a really cool meditation, and I'm not entirely sure, but I think that's what they were getting at with it. Hopefully you were following with that one. Okay, so this is a meditation that you can do to help you right now. Just manage your own energy field. It's like a protective meditation. Okay, hope that made sense, you guys. So there's a meditation you can do, and maybe you can even morph it into your own design, or however you want to use that. Okay, seemed like it was quite powerful though. Okay, so there's that. Okay, so they're just explaining to me that it's another type of meditation that helps you maintain control of your energy and power over your own energy field. So when you feel like things aren't quite right, you can gather up all this energy in the crown chakra and then zap those things. So this is another exercise in maintaining your ability to just manage your own energy field and what you allow and what you don't allow. So when heavier energies are coming in or affecting you, you can do this meditation to zap them. Okay, so that's kind of what they were saying, but I might get more on that, but that was an extra explanation. So it looks like it's a practice. Okay. Okay, here's another weird food thing that just came through, and I know not everybody is going to be able to eat this, but they were just telling me about egg whites. Okay, so if you can eat eggs, egg whites apparently are going to be good for your body right now. Why? I'm not sure. I'm not a nutritionist. But so far we've had cantaloupe, we've had cranberry, and today it's egg whites. So there you go. Maybe you want to have egg whites in the morning for breakfast. Something nutritional power about egg whites. I know people put egg whites in smoothies, so maybe somebody can fill me in on egg whites, but they were just telling me about egg whites, okay, being good for you. Interesting. Okay, if anybody is feeling like they are avoiding something right now, running away from something, I mean, this could be on so many different levels, but they were just showing me an image. If you feel like you're running away from anything on any level, physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, anything, they said right now it's going to catch up with you anyway. So they just said, feel the strength and courage to face whatever it is that you're running away from head on. This is a auspicious time to be confronting those things. So practice just being fearless and confronting whatever it is you're running away from. Today is all about standing in your power, stepping into your power, all that good stuff. So this is an act of courage. It's facing what you need to face that you've been avoiding, putting off, running away from. This is a very good time to just go ahead and do it, because if not, it may catch up with you. Okay? How? I don't know. But that's the message. Okay. They also, again, here's another word. They're saying emphasizing a lot about treating yourself with respect. Do you respect yourself? How can you respect yourself if you're not? They're also just telling me this is also a good time to be practicing doing anything that involves with your hands. Okay, so you can use your hands, whether it's creating or building or maybe it's a hobby or something like that. You can use your hands, and for some reason, energetically, this is a good thing. It's helpful in some way. So maybe it's about kind of nourishing that creative side of you, but something about using your hands, okay? Okay, and finally they just said we may get into a habit of trying to imply when we're communicating with others right now. We may get into this habit, or maybe this is already a habit you have, but trying to imply or insinuate something and expect the other person to get it. Just be clear, just be straightforward, but in a loving way so that people understand you. Okay, so try not to beat around the bush. Just everybody's way of communicating right now is totally kind of off the rocker for a lot of us, and we're sensitive and we're not ourselves maybe. So just whatever it is you need to say, say your boundaries, your needs, whatever it is that you want to communicate, just make sure that you're being clear in a loving way. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Don't get into implying, insinuating. Hope that makes sense. So just be clear and direct in a loving way to better help you with your communication with others. Okay, so we'll end the general messages there. So I hope you guys that helped. I know every week is quite different. It seems to be a theme every week. So hopefully you understand now that this whole kind of week is they're talking about going within. And so many different topics on that, but hopefully you got it. If not, you can go back and rewatch, and that will help you in some way. How are you guys doing? You following? You getting it? Ready to move on to maybe some personal questions for the next kind of half hour?